up, y'all? Looking a little bit different today, a little bit. Notice anything different about me? Do ya? Did you guess it right? Yeah, I don't have brows on. Could you imagine? 10 years ago, this is what we all looked like. Just walking around, no brows and shit. Don't lie. You didn't fill your brows in 10 years ago either. Don't lie, girl. Don't lie. Only people that filled their brows in 10 years ago were like MAC makeup artists. But us normal people, we did not fill our brows in 10 years ago. Okay, so today I want to do soap brows. So many of you guys have been complimenting me on my brows lately, and I really appreciate it. And a lot of you guys have been asking me what I've been doing, and that's what I've been doing. I've been putting soap in my brows. I don't do this every day, however, because it's fucking time consuming. It is. It's time consuming. So rather than doing it every day, I don't do it every day. Not gonna lie, my brows aren't, the most groomed or anything like that. I think I'm gonna title this video Soap Brows for Bushy Brows, because every time I watch a soap brow tutorial, it's like girls that have like this really, I wish my eyebrows looked like this. Like Jay Kissa, you know what her eyebrows look like? Like their eyebrow hairs are like the hair on their head. They're very soft and feathery and nice. Mine are like really coarse and wiry. They're almost like pubic hairs. I know that's fucking disgusting, but that's how they feel. They're so coarse and weird and bushy in the front and not so much in the back. I don't know why they can't be bushy in the back like they are in the front, but they're not. They don't grow all bushy and stuff. They grow like clear down to my eyelid, but with only like 1 or 2 hairs here or there. I'm getting shit everywhere. But before we get into it, I just want to throw out there, I just want to put it out into the world that I'm not using a monitor right now, and I usually do, but today I'm not, and I'm hoping everything's kosher. Got a little mirror behind my camera, so if this video happens to have a lot of jump cuts, you guys know that I'm like not really down with jump cut editing. But if it does happen to have a lot of jump cuts, it's because I'm checking myself to make sure myself is okay. Know what I'm saying? To make sure I'm focused and exposed and all the things. So let's just get into these brows. So normally I do my brows last. I do it after my eyeshadow, after all the things, because mainly just my bronzer. Primarily my bronzer. I do bronzer and then I do brows, because sometimes I get confused and I do my brows before my bronzer, and then I go like fucking ape shit with my bronzer, and then I go to look at my brows and they're like grrr, all over the place, and I gotta fuck with them like for another 30 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's up with that. I usually do my brows last. I just thought I would put that out there. Not that any of you really give a fuck at what point in my routine I do them, but just in case you did, that's what I do. As you can see, my brows are bushy AF, girl. Sometimes I'll even go in here and like brush these ones down, like brush them up and brush them down and like pluck shit out of there, because they're so damn bushy and they're so thick and they're very hard to control. So let's get into what you're gonna need for this. First off, first thing you're gonna need soap. Soap's the first thing you're gonna need. In case you didn't know, you actually use soap. Soap brows. You really do use soap. If you didn't know that, you do. The next thing you're gonna need is water. I mean, if you wanna use water, I personally am too lazy to walk down my stairs and do the water thing. I did not bring any water with me to this event. So I normally, when I'm up here, because I never remember to bring the water, use this, Maybeline Rose Water Spray. I like using this. I've seen a lot of people use Fix Plus, but Fix Plus has glycerin in it, and I just feel like it's weird because it's greasy and weird. So I just use this. I like this. It doesn't have glycerin. Maybeline Rose Water Spray. Next up, you're gonna need a brush, a spoolie. I would not use a spoolie that you give a fuck about, because the soap's gonna fuck it up. I mean, obviously you can just wash it out. Duh, common sense. You could probably just wash it and then it'll be okay. It's not gonna permanently fuck it up, but if you're lazy like me and you don't really wash your brushes that often, it'll get like all clumped up with soap, you know what I mean? So if you're too lazy to take your shit downstairs, just use one that you don't give a fuck about, okay? Okay. Next thing you're gonna need is an actual eyebrow brush. So I use 2. This is the Sedona Lace one that I got in my BoxyCharm. I really like the spoolie on this because it's big and fat and thick. This eyebrow brush is amazing. I think I talked about this maybe even like a year and a half ago. So Milani has this product, and it's like the Anastasia Dip Brow. I really like the product, but I don't like the colors of the product because it's a little bit too warm and my brows are really cool tone, and that product's too warm, but goddamn, the brush is so good. I've had this brush for like a year and a half. The spoolie, I wouldn't go into it now, but I think maybe I put lash glue or something. I might have glued it back down, but the spoolie like popped off of it. I don't even give a fuck about the spoolie. I don't really use spoolie. As you can tell, it's full of grossness and garbage. That's what it's full of. But the fucking brush on this is so good. It's like really wide, really flat, and really stiff. That's why I like it. The last and final product you will need is, normally in this point in time, I would say dip brow pomade or some kind of pomade, because as I've told you guys before, shadow is not the easiest to use. It just doesn't work right. But I really like this I really like this Bodyography eyeshadow brow trio. I'm a little tripped up on my words today. Bodyography brow trio, because it like matches my eyebrows perfectly. I love the color of it. But I was like, damn, I can't use that, until I discovered a trick to using this with soap brows, and I'm going to show you that. Might be a little bit gross trick, a little bit, but it is what it is. It's real shit, girl. That's what it is. So let's get started. So I first start by brushing my brow hairs in an upward motion like so. Then I take my little soap here, and I keep the wrapper on it because it gets disgusting. I use this. Okay, this is what I have recently just found. Of course, my dogs are going to be assholes right now. No, could you not? I'm filming, okay? Don't start your shit. Anyways, I have used like white soap. This is, I don't know what it's called. This is called something. I don't know what it's called. Fucking dogs. I'm not really sure what it's called. I think it's called like glycerin soap, maybe. I'm not really sure. All I know is that it's like transparent, you know what I mean? I have used white soap. I think I've told you guys before that I used this soap from L'Occitane that I got at a hotel, and I brought it home because it was L'Occitane. I was like, dope, let me use this for soap brows, and it worked. I've also used African black soap because my brows are really dark, so I've used that. So if you have really dark brows, African black soap also works. I just got this because I see so many people using it, and they're like, use this shit, and I thought that maybe it would be better, but it's really not. It's essentially the same thing. It's fucking soap. It's all the same. So what I do is I spray a little bit of the Mario Badescu Rose Water Spray. Then I take my spoolie that I don't give a fuck about, and I rub it up on there like so. Rub it up on there like this, just like this. And then I take like this, take it between my fingers, and I go like this. And the reason why I do this is because when you get it on the spoolie, when you get the soap on the spoolie, sometimes it can get really sudsy, and it'll like show up in your brows, you know what I mean? Like it'll make your brows sudsy looking. So since I do that, it doesn't make my brows sudsy looking. I'm gonna have to bring my mirror closer up here. Hopefully you guys can see what the fuck I'm doing. This spoolie has so much garbage in it, so this is awesome. So basically what I do is just brush my brows all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up. I'll brush them straight up and down, and then I'll kind of brush them over towards the center. I hope you guys can see this because I don't have a monitor to tell if you can or not. Hopefully it turns out. Up and over, up and over, up and over. And then I look like this. I look like a crazy person. Then I take my finger, preferably the one with a broken nail. Do you guys ever notice, like when you break a nail, you use that fucking finger so much, especially if you have like long claws like I do? I just use the fuck out of this finger while it's broke till I get it fixed. I use it to put shit on my eyeballs. I use it to highlight my inner corner. I use it for all kinds of things. And then I get it fixed and I'm like, damn, I miss that short shit. So I take my finger and I press it onto my brows like so. Okay, press it down, especially towards the front. I like to press it. And then I just go back and forth with the spoolie. Sometimes I'll take the spoolie and I'll spray it again with the rose water spray. Don't go into the water, just spray it with the rose water spray. And then I'll take it in between my fingers like this to kind of wet it a little bit better. So press, brush, press, brush. Do you see how freaking, I mean, I have a lot of hair up in here, you guys. If you've been with me for a while, you know that this bitch had no brows probably about 2 years ago. And I used a lash serum on them. I will leave the lash serum in the click down because you guys are always asking me. I am not affiliated with that brand whatsoever. They don't even know who the fuck I am. So that's what's up. But I will leave a link for you guys so you guys can check it out. It is $100 a bottle, but not only does it work, it's cheaper than Latisse, and it's a 3-month supply. So it's not like you're paying $100 for like a month worth of shit. You know what I'm saying? And I find that mine even lasts longer because once you use it twice a day and your shit grows in, you don't have to use it that often. For my eyebrows, for my lashes, I still have to use it. But as far as my eyebrows go, when my eyebrows grew back in, they stayed. Like they continue to grow in, and I don't put lash serum on them anymore. So that's just an FYI. So I brush them up like a so. Then I grab my Milani brush and my little Bodyography powder, and I'll do this. Brace yourselves, girls. I like it. And then I go into here, into my powder, and I make kind of like a little putty with my powder and my saliva. And it's just my saliva. I don't use this on anybody else. I don't use this brush on anybody else. So those of you guys out there that are, whose faces look like this, need not you worry, my friend. Need not you worry, because it's my shit. So then I take my fingers and I pinch it like that just to get it really flat. Then I will draw a line over the bottom of my eyebrow, like so. And then I take and I start feathering up strokes like this. And then what I'll do, and I use very little pressure during this point because I don't want like Instagram brows, you know what I mean? I just want my brows to be like very feathery looking. So I'll take very little bit of pressure, and I'll kind of do like a little bit of an outline, like so. See how there's just a little bit of an outline? And then what I'll do is I'll go back into my Bodyography thing, my shadow here. Well, it's all gummied up because of my saliva. And then I'll start drawing hairs. So I'll go up like this and over like so. And then I'll start just doing little flicks, That's what I do, just little flicks like this. Just like so. And you want it to be as natural as possible. So rather than like filling in, you want to do just little flicks because you want it to look like hairs. Because you're basically wanting your brows to look like hair. I don't know if that made sense. And then what I do is I take the spoolie with the soap on it and I kind of push it down and blend it like so. Oh my God, there's so much shit on here. It's so gross. I'm gonna take a little bit of that out of there. Just a little bit. It's a little bit gross, a little bit. Okay. So then, like I said, I push it up. So see how I'm taking I don't trim my brows. So if you can see, like my brow line is like right here, but my brows go way past that. I don't trim my brows because I use the length of my brows in order to push down with the soap, and then that makes it appear like I have more brows. Got it? Good. Okay. So then I do this. And then that's basically it. And then when I'm done, I will take a brow gel. What did I do with it? When I'm done, I take a brow gel. I have been using the Maybeline Brow Precise Fiber Volumizer. Goddamn, that's a lot of words. And then I go over the top of it. I would definitely suggest going over this with a colored brow gel. Even though the soap is like defining your brows and it's keeping your brows in place, you still have that like residue from the soap. Maybe you don't because you use a clean spoolie, but I use a dirty ass spoolie, so I do. So I go over it with the brow gel to get rid of that like residue-y looking shit. And I just barely place it over the top of my hairs just to give them a little bit of color, a little bit, just a little bit. And then I take this part right here and I'll take these little hairs and kind of manipulate those the way that I want them. And then that's that. That's all I do. That's it. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one off camera because I know it's gonna be real hard to make it even on camera. So I'm gonna fuck with it off camera and then I will be right back. All right, this is about as even as they're gonna get. This one is obviously like multitudes higher than the other one, but that's why it's so fucking time consuming because you go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. So this is the final, this is my brows right here. This is what the soap brows look like. So if you guys, I don't really think there's much else to say about it. If you guys have any questions or anything like that, you can pop them down in the comments down below and I will answer them. I try my best to get back to everybody's comments. Also, I wanted to ask you guys real quick before we like wrap this one up. I wanted to ask you guys, so my favorites video that I uploaded like a couple of videos ago, after I filmed and uploaded that video, I started finding all these things. 'Cause you guys know I haven't done favorites in like for fucking ever, right? So I started finding all these things and I'm like, oh my god, why didn't I include this in my favorites? Fuck, why didn't I include this in my favorites? What the shit? Why did I not put this in my favorites? So do you guys want me to do a favorites part 2? Possibly? Would you like that? Let a bitch know, please. And I could get right on that. If you guys prefer, I could do that. I totes could. So just let a bitch know down in the comments below. All right, so this is it. This is how I do my soap brows. That's what's up. We are done. That's it. Now these do come off a little bit darker and a little bit more dramatic. You could probably use a lighter powder if you possibly have a powder that's like your brow color. When you add the soap to it, it's obviously going to be a little bit darker when you lick it. It's probably, if you plan on licking it, you could probably just use water or something, or maybe even Fix Plus, but you know, ease of use, that's what I'm all about. So I just fucking lick it. That's what's up. I'm not using it on anybody else before anybody's crazy in the comments. So you guys could probably just, I forget what I was talking about. Oh yeah. So you could probably just use like a lighter powder if it happens to be a little bit too dramatic and bold. Personally, I like my brows real bold. I like my brows real dark. I'm a little worried when my hair goes lighter. What am I gonna do with my dark brows? What am I gonna do? What am I gonna do with my dark brows? I don't know. We'll see. Okay, so I'm gonna quit rambling and go. This is probably the longest soap brow tutorial video, if you don't know what vidya is, that is on the interwebs right now. Right as of meow. Okay, I'm gonna go. All right, so thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you are not. Follow me on all my social media here, and I will catch you guys in my next one. Peace.